Hi Rishav, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great as well. So maybe we can
Mhm.
start this with a little introduction of yourself. If you could give us your academic background, maybe your hobbies. Basically the floor is open to you.
My name is Rishav Kumar Sureka. I was born and brought up in Patna. I completed my schooling from Delhi Public School, Patna, where for the last 2 years I chose commerce. Then after I went to Symbiosis Center for Management Study, Noida, where I completed my BBA degree, keeping finance as my major specialization and marketing and international business as my minor specializations. During I think after my college, during my college time, I took several responsibilities like being the director head or being the head of a finance vertical that added a lot to my profile. In addition to this, I also completed an internship from the Cello company, where I was a strategy intern. Then after I joined my family business after graduating, where I worked at as the operation manager, where I was handling the production planning, the inventory management, the dispatch, the maintenance, and everything. So, and then I decided to just to have a better understanding and a greater exposure about the world. So I decided to do MBA somewhere, MBA or an MIM from somewhere abroad, as I had a very little experience compared to the other people. So I thought MIM would be a more perfect fit for me. So that's why I decided to do the MIM, and that's how I got in contact with Sahil here, and he helped me through the whole process. And right now I've gotten offer from ESADE Business School in Barcelona, Spain.
Okay, wow, that's great, amazing. Congratulations for that. So yeah, once again, could you let us know which school did you receive the offer letter from?
So I received an offer letter from ESADE Business School in Spain, Barcelona. I was also waitlisted from NCR. I was selected for I got an interview call. The interview went, and I think due to my a bit low GMAT score, which was around 630 and 610, the first one was 610, and the first one was 615, and the other one was 635 or 30, I believe. Uh, so it was a bit low, and I think that is the reason I'm still on the wait list for the NCR. But I feel like that waiting for it and having that uncertainty is not it's not good, and at the end we don't know whether we will receive a offer or not. So I decided to go with ISADE, which I believe is equally good as INSEAD, and it would be and also has a 90% international student uh, uh, there. So it would be very much helpful for me to have a diverse classroom, have a diverse batch, and interact with more and more people there.
Okay, that's great, and giving you all the best wishes for INSEAD as well. You might never know.
Thank you.
So, were these schools one of your dream schools?
Yeah, yeah. Initially, I started with somewhere to apply in UK, but as I was actually at that time, I did not know much about the schools in Spain or schools in France or anything. So I was majorly focused on school in UK, as there's also a language thing. I'm very much more comfortable in English compared to French or Spanish, so I know very little of it. So I thought let's go somewhere in UK. But when I started exploring, I got to know that there are better schools in France or in Spain and somewhere also in Italy. That can be much more easily achievable and would much more cater to me as per my requirement. So initially, I started with going to having thought that I would rather go in an LSE or an Imperial College. But when I got to know about NCR, DSCP, or HEC, or ISADE, IE, or SDA, so I shifted my focus from UK to the other parts of the world, other parts of the Europe for my MI.
Okay, okay, that's great. That's great. So, how did you feel when you opened the offer letter?
Hmm. It was amazing. It was amazing. Much more. It was a kind of a relief also. Like I also gave CAT last year. I was getting a good call. I was getting like decent IMs and everything, but at the end I realized it was more about the package. As I know that I want to join my family business, so package was not the only thing that I wanted. It was much more about the exposure and talking to several people, even my friends and even my seniors. I realized that it is better to do a 1 year course in MIM than to go for an MBA in India, as per my requirement. So when I got an offer from ISADA and when I knew that चलो कोई तो एक college है जहाँ से अच्छे से offer आ रहा है, and it's not just some random college. ISADA is like It has a great ranking. It has a great reputation, great alumni network. So it was really a relief and happy. I was very happy to receive an offer, and it was like a sense of accomplishment. Ki chalo, I am able, and I am worthy enough, or I'm capable enough to get an offer from such a prestigious college.
Yeah, I'm sure it must have been a great feeling. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, let's move on to maybe what challenges did you face during your application process?
I think the biggest challenge was not knowing. Like right now, if I think of it, like if I did not had Sahil here with me, I wouldn't have been able to answer those essays because talking to him, I realized that these essays are trying to uh, trying to know certain things about you. It may sounds very open-ended, but somewhere you have to include some various things to make sure that, for example, if I'm talking about ESADE, they're looking for diversity, they're looking for a bit of experience, they're also looking for the openness, the entrepreneurship mind. So these are the things, and by the guidance of the Sahil Bhai, I was able to write it in a such a way. And I would say the also hard part was to write everything in a word limit. Because we have a lot of thought, like I want to include this, I want to include that. There are thousand things that we want to include, but to tailor it to fit in like those 300 words or the 400 words was a real big challenge. Also, looking for colleges as per my requirement, because as of now, if I have to research a college by my own, I look at the rankings, I look at the courses, and I look at some of the alumni's experience or anything like that, but we don't have we don't have a primary source of data how this college exactly is. I think if I did not had this consultancy, I would have rather ended up in a college that wouldn't serve to me as wouldn't be that suitable for my requirement. Like for me, entrepreneurship or to have that exposure, that startup culture is very important for me, and it would be much more fruitful for me in a long run. So I think having that assistance, having that guidance, really helped me a lot and helped me to overcome these challenges of knowing what to do, not knowing what to write, not knowing how to approach it, and that's all.
Okay. Okay, that's great. So we were
Mm.
talking about the challenges you faced, and just adding on to that question, could you tell us how did Admit Scholar help you overcome these challenges?
I think Edward Scholar just opened my perspective about how to approach all these business school. Before I was like before also when I was preparing for CAT and when I was going for the MBA, let's say in a college like Symbiosis, which also asks you about a lot about you and the essays. And if I compare my essay that time when I had no prior help and this time when I had the help, there's a difference of day and night there. The essays and the things that I have written in those essays are much more insightful about me, and are much more catered to the college requirements. Whereas before that, it was kind of a one size fit all. If I'm applying 10 colleges and this essays is going to 10 colleges, which really hampered my chances of getting accepted there. But this time around, having that guidance, having what to write, how to write, and the way you should present it was very helpful for me. I think Sahil Bhai, he was always there for me whenever even when I had to ask him some little silly questions, he was there. If I have to mail a college, I used to go through him, ki, bhaiya, what should I mail and how should I write it? And he was also there. So I think managed most of my communication with the college, and which really helped me a lot, which helped me to have a better profile in those college, helped me to fill the gaps that I have in my resume, adding more of like doing some extra courses, adding some, for example, the Six Sigma course or the HDS primer course, or even the small thing that I thought was not as important. He also brought in and made it look very important, and I also didn't realize that I have done all these things and it can hold so much value to it. So this guidance really helps you to it really helps you to figure out what is very important and what is not, what should be added and what should be not, and how you should just present the best side of your profile to any schools that you're applying to. So I think that was the biggest help, and that was the most important thing, which I was guided by Salvia.
That's great to hear. So yeah, just adding on again, how would you describe your experience working with Sahil? The
It
co-founder.
was amazing. It was amazing. He really felt like an elder brother to me. Whenever like we used to talk a lot about what we can do, what can I do. There were time when I was also like कि भैया इधर से rejection आ रहा है उधर से acceptance आ रहा है. I don't know what to do, where to do. He always sat down with me and was like ये करो वो करो, deal in such way, deal in that way. Like होता है ना. He used to give me guidance at every step. Even when I was with the NCR, when I was talking to NCR about my wait list, he told me how to approach it. Don't be too hasty. Give them time, and which really had an impact on my overall profile. I think initially when I read about like for example NCR, I thought I won't be even getting an interview call from them. As big of a call it is, or something like ESADE. Looking at their alumni is looking at their requirements, looking at their everything, their student profile. I thought I did not even had a single person chance there. So working with him, he pushed me there and pushed my profile there and tailored it to fit to those schools, which really helped me a lot. And even during the interview, he taught me how to sit in an interview, not to feel very, to be very confident there, how to speak, what to speak, and how to approach a question. Even in the Kira's interview, we used to do practice a lot, like even 12 in the night, and he was always there. He was never like कि चलो देख लो खुद से कर लो, but he was नहीं होता. He always had that helpful hand. Like I can rely to him for anything I want. Like that was the whole scenario. Like I just told you, like an elder brother. Like whenever I need something related to college, where I need this, and he was always there for me.
All right, that's amazing. That's amazing to know. Could you let us know how was your experience with the first consultation call that you had with Admit Scholar?
The first consultancy called, I would say I got to know about the Admin Scholar through one of my friends. He told me about Sahil, and I think his elder brother is the classmate with Sahil. So I had that kind of confidence कि चलो अगर वो बोल रहा है तो it would be great. And he also helped him a bit with his ESCP's application and everything. And going through his application, I was very much confident about it. But when I talked to him and when I talked to him, I think that confidence just got bigger and better. I think I was at that time. I think I was sure कि चलो if I am with the admit scholar, if I am with Salbeck, admission मिलना is not a it's admission तो मिलना ही मिलना है. Maybe for example top college में नहीं मिला, like rank 1 में नहीं मिला, rank 2 3 में तो मिल ही जाएगा. That was the whole attitude with the like the kind of guidance I was getting, the kind of help I was getting, and the way he was preparing me for everything, whether it's the application, whether it's the Kira interview, whether it's the actual interview, or having any communication with the college. So I was pretty sure. And the first call when he told me, and I remember he told me that कि अगर तुम्हारा application कहीं नहीं हुआ तो I will just return you money. And that kind of confidence in the person who is assisting you is very reassuring that कि चलो if he has that much confidence तो कहीं ना कहीं तो हो जाएगा. So after the call I was very relieved, I would say, that a kind of pressure is चलो right now I'm in under good guidance. That was something that was off, and I think it was amazing. I was assured कि कहीं ना कहीं तो हो ही जाएगा, and I think the way he handled it, it was amazing.
Okay, okay. So just yeah, kind of like wrapping it up, would you recommend Admit Scholar to others? Why or why not?
On a scale of 10, I would say I would recommend it like 100. I would give it 100. Like it is amazing. Like I remember talking to several other several consultancy companies for these things, and I think after the first call, I never had that confidence. I was always I was second guessing, or I was questioning myself. Should I go with him? Should I go with her? नहीं होता है, there was a kind of confusion. But when I had a chat with Sahil and when everything he told me about everything and the way he guided me, I was pretty sure. And I think throughout the process, it's not just the application or the essays or it's a whole package, and it's also I would say very economical when you consider the other school, other. So that was also a point with me that if I am paying less, for example, 10 rupees, and I'm getting something less in other places, at admit scholar you get a lot. You get like everything. You just pay one time, and then it's like, chalo, ab sara kaam. admit scholar ka, and you just have to cooperate with them and give what they're asking you. So you just have to be honest with the company. You just have to be honest with the mentor you are getting, and I think from there it's a smooth sailing. They do a lot of heavy work for you, and which I'm very much like grateful for. And I think for anybody, I think admit scholar is something which is, I think, the best of the best.
Okay, great, great. Just this last question, do you have any tips or words of encouragement, for all future applicants?
I would say they should be very much clear about their short-term and long-term goal and select a college on the basis of that and select a course on the basis of that. Like if you want to go in a finance fields and don't go for MIM, rather go for an MSc finance. If you want to be in a marketing, go for a marketing course. Or if you want to be in business. So and also check the colleges that has the biggest, I would say the better alumni or the good rankings or a good goodwill in the market. So you should always look for the colleges that fits you and do not try to fit according to the college. I would say that there are thousands colleges out there and they all are great. They all have great educators. So go for the college that fits your requirements, that fits your goal and that would enable you to grow better rather than just going for a college because you have received an offer or because it is the first or the second rank. Go for the college that caters your requirement rather than the other way around. It should go in a college and you are catering to their requirement. It shouldn't happen like that. So it is for us. We are paying for the college, so try to get most out of it.
Yeah. All right, all right. So I think this is it. It was great talking to you, Rishabh, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.